sorry for the lighting, but God is giving it to me right now. God said that is the reason why I'm in these schools. I'm in these schools for a multitude of reasons, but this one just hit me like a ton of bricks because I've been subbing for kindergarten. I'm not going to allow you to make me believe that I need to continuously subject myself to that type of treatment in order to get the exposure necessary to help these children. I do not. I had one exposure, one and done. I'm never subbing for this class that I had today. Everyone, I just looked around that room, and now that I'm having the revelation that I am, I was like, did they put all of the challenged children in one classroom, or does this teacher have zero classroom management? Because this group was just beyond comprehension. I was just like, these motherfuckers, but then I had to think, they're kindergartners. So they're coming from largely home environments. Probably the ones who know how to sit still are, not probably, the ones who know how to sit still, their mom and dads made them sit still, or they went to daycare, period. The ones who don't know how to sit still are the ones who are at home. 99% of the time, I will say that, yeah, my kid went to a daycare. Okay, let's go look at the quality of daycare and the requirements at the daycare that your child went to. Were the qualifications, expectations that are setting your child up for kindergarten success? My children went to a daycare that literally, Angel is my only child that I did not teach how to read because the daycare taught her how to read. I didn't have to do anything. And so those of us who think, oh, I don't have to do anything to raise my kid, is because you have sent your child to a daycare that is raising your child for you. So please don't give up on your child thinking that you are super parent. You are not. You are failing your child, but you were aligned enough to put your child in a daycare where they're raising your child for you. And let me tell you how God works, and I know this to be true because Adoy'S started in a home daycare. Then Adoy went to, but because behind, I will call it car seat gate, I was picking up my niece. I said, which car seat is my niece's? Because I've never seen it. They said that one. I said, are you sure? The one thing about me, if I confirm accuracy. If I fail to confirm accuracy, I hold myself accountable. But if I confirm accuracy and you say yes, and then you later come to me and you say that you made a mistake, well, at that point, this is your inaccuracy, this is your incompetency, so you need to fix it. So I said, is this my niece's car seat? She said yes. I said, okay, just want to make sure because I've never seen it. Even Spirit was moving me before I knew Spirit was moving me. Anyway, and so, I wonder if I think Quick Trip is 20. There's a lot of cars, so I bet you Quick Trip is open. Anyway, so, I just remembered the whole people fucking with you in parking lots. Let me get this together. I know intuition, I'm good. Anyway, awareness and intuition. Just because you sense everything, you still got to have your situational awareness on G. So let's not slack. We live in this physical world with your spiritual ass. Anyway, so they called me, told me to bring the car seat back. I live like 45 minutes away. I was like, they can just take my niece's car seat and then they can switch back tomorrow. No, they want their car seat. And I get it as a new mom, but also a mistake was made. Let's just be civil. A car seat's a car seat. They were both nice car seats, so it wasn't like one was like early WIC free car seat and one was, Graco's latest edition. It wasn't like that. I don't know. So when I went back the next day, the lady walked up on me with, oh, you know the old school. I had to give y'all the reenactment. She walked up on me like this, picking my kid up from the daycare. I was like, yo, Miss such and such, you gonna let this happen? And she yelling at me like I was a guaranteed check. And I was a guaranteed check. I don't know what those DES checks look like, but I know I was a guaranteed check. And she letting this woman ruin her business on some NIGGASHIT. Ooh, I hope I graduated to not cussing, but I'm going to spell it. I'm not done cussing. I'm just not going to try to cuss no more, but I like spelling it. Anyway, so she going to let this hood rat BS go on at her place of business. And I was like, well, you'll never see my child again. And even though she was in that home daycare because that was all I can afford, I bet you the next week she was in a little bit higher price daycare because that's all that I could afford. Well, she was there like 2 or 3 weeks, and every week she had a serious injury. Like somebody bit her so hard in her chest, she had bite marks. She had a black eye the next week. And after that, I talked to my friend. She's like, well, I went to this daycare. And I was like, well, I like her being around God, which is weird. Like that was some serious indoctrination. That school, like they wore the long skirts and everything, like, yeah. And I sent my kid there willingly. Weird, but she has a beautiful foundation in God. So what she does know about God is because she went to a Christian daycare and school up through kindergarten, and then she went secular, but her foundation was where they at least pretended to have morals. So boom, that helped me. And that's why I said, if your child is being raised, your child went from your whatever you're doing or not doing into the schools, whatever they're doing and not doing. So if your child is at home for their entire duration of their childhood and they go into a school system and they don't know how to read, they don't know how to write, they don't know how to sit on a carpet, they don't know how to do nothing, that's your failure. If your child goes to a daycare, and I just mentioned there's been 3 different styles of daycare, and God moved Adoy to the right daycare that she needed to be. My cousin flew in town that I never talked to, would happen to be at the same place I was at the same time, and she's like, she doesn't know all the words she should know by this age. That was all I needed to hear. She's going to go where they're going to talk to her, because I still didn't know that I needed to talk to her. That didn't click in until I went and got into my master's program, and they said, the way that the baby's brain develops is because you develop it. The way that the human brain develops is the way that because you develop it. If you stop developing your brain, if the people around you stop, your parents literally only develop your brain until when? When do you stop teaching your kid? Like when they're little wow googie, you're teaching them, period. You have no choice. You at least have to get them to catch up to you so you can fucking stop working so damn hard. That's why babies are so hard. So you're teaching them non-stop because you're like, I need you to get this so I don't have to buy any more freaking diapers. But at some point, you stop teaching your child with that same intensity. And you have to understand, when you stop teaching your child to that same intensity, that is when you handed your child over to this physical world. So you have to pay attention to who you hand your child over to. So we don't get to sit here and say, I don't understand what's going on these days. And we're not looking at ourselves. And we're not looking at, well, I paid this much for daycare. Okay. If I were to open a daycare right now, which is something that will happen because it's always been an aspiration of mine, but God is showing me how to open the daycare. But if I open a daycare right now, I am going to raise the F out of your children. And understand that when I worked at a daycare, one of my first jobs, I was in the 4-year-old classroom and I was raising those babies. Babies were potty trained like this. Babies who didn't sleep. I used to have parents and I was in there with them white kids. Y'all white people need to start listening to me. Get over the skin. Get over the abrasive approach. I'm gonna talk my shit. I talk about everybody. You in here too. I had to cuss in that one because I'm gonna let y'all know. But get in here and stop playing yourselves. We gonna get it together or no? Anyway, them white parents used to come to me and be like, oh my God, Johnny has stopped cussing at me. Johnny has stopped. Literally, Anders, I'm gonna put your name out there. Smeared shit all over the bathroom. Anders smeared poop on the wall. I was like, Anders, you gonna go get your ass in that bathroom and clean that shit up, because I'm not doing it. I bet you Anders ain't ever smeared no shit after that, because I was raising them babies. So it's not about how much money you pay. It's about the competency of the people that you allow in your children's lives when you're not there. And when you are there, all you doing is teaching. All you doing is running game. But before you can run some game, you got to learn some game. So if you know you moving in deficiencies, cut that crap. You don't have time to move in deficiencies. You don't. Your legacy depends on your ability to raise yourself to your highest expectation of self.